I stand by Nicolas Cage.
And I stand. He was in Star Wars, huh? No, I'm thinking of what's my dude? Taken.
What's my dude? Liam Neeson's, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, feel like a woman was a bop, dude. Regardless of the gender, bro.
I think we're set.
Is it whoop there it is or woot there it is?
I was thinking of the 69 Boys.
See,
Cotton candy, sweet as gold.
Oh, let me see that. Yay. Yeah.
I don't know what you've been told. It ain't the butterfly, it's Tootsie Roll. Yeah, 1994. That's my interpretation of it.
That's it? That's your cover? Sweet.
We're at 6:09. We're looking fine. This isn't wine. I'm checking my vocals. I'm going to push a button.
That throat properly coated, bro?
Throat coat with the black drip from a unspecified coffee shop.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Man, we
get it?
We just get it, man.
Okay.
I can intro it.
If you want to, go for it.
Or were you?
See if we could bring it.
Oh, go ahead and do it.
Oh, okay. I'll get him on the next round.
Oh, well, you go this time.
Welcome back to the Heat Academy podcast.
The Heat Academy podcast.
It's a terrible name, we know, but we tried.
Well, I mean, it's not terrible.
It's okay. We tried, and we couldn't figure it out. Somebody else stole it. But
you
here
basically
we are.
just said the business that I've owned for like...
No.
8 years, name's trash.
No.
That's crazy.
No, the new podcast name is trash.
Yeah, we're working on it. We'll figure it out. Comment, suggestions, and whichever one is the best, we may go with it.
You get nothing for it. We get everything. No royalties will be given.
Sure. Yeah.
What are we doing today?
Man, we're gonna do a little recap. You know, we'll cover the Super Bowl. We'll cover some sneaker news, some music news. We are not experts. This is our opinions and experiences. And so we just want to cover a couple things, man. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right.
But I got something. I got something for it.
Are you kind of familiar with like the storyline of what was happening?
Yeah, Ice Spice, Taylor Swift, and Lil Wayne not being there, Kendrick Lamar. As far as the football, I know the names.
Yeah. All right.
But I think the plan is mentally, I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna chat GPT while you talk.
Shout out to chat.
Yeah, so we'll have a Patrick and chat GPT discussion, I think, because that's chat GPT is gonna play me instead of that. That makes sense.
Is this gonna be like the first time that they had IBM's computer play against like a chess master? Not saying that I'm a chess master, but
I don't know. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
I got your topic list right here.
Sweet.
You want to jump right into the big game? Can we say the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
We're not making any money.
No.
The big game, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right. What's first on the list? You got game recap on this list.
Game recap, man. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I've been out of the know most of this year, largely due to being extremely busy, but also being a Cowboys fan. And They are utter trash. Despicable. Not the people, not the players, but the organization, the owner, the way it's ran, the way it's operated. It's a disgrace. And it was so painful watching the Eagles win. And this is why. This is part of it. Kellen Moore, who was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, that's the guy calling the plays for the offense.
Yeah.
He was the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. And they fired him. And what does he do? Win a Super Bowl. Salute and congrats to Kellen Moore. And boy, that's just a bitter pill.
Okay.
Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Who won for the Saints, the coach who won he was a coach at the Cowboys.
Okay.
Wade Phillips, who won a championship for the Broncos, coached at the Cowboys. So there's a common denominator is what I'm getting at.
It's the star form?
It's more than that.
It's America's team, they say.
Anyway, the recap of the Super Bowl, though, is the Chiefs were on their way to possibly fulfilling history. There's never been a football team that's won 3 in a row.
Okay.
There's never been a three-peat. So they were real high on the hall in regards to like, we can do what's never been done. And at least in my opinion, there was a large expectation that they were going to just win the game. And boy, did they get smoked. I mean, they got so dominated. To put it in perspective, I don't think the Chiefs passed the 50-yard line until the fourth quarter. So they couldn't even get on the side of the field where they could score until the fourth quarter.
Okay, that makes sense. I saw a lot of clips of people walking out, like Chiefs fans walking out by like third quarter, I want to say.
It was 40-6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were just hitting Bourbon Street up and just, we spent all this money. Man, imagine that.
Yeah, like average ticket, $5-something thousand. Yeah.
I guess if you got it like that, you got it like that.
Yeah, you would think that if I can drop $5,000 on a game that I have more than that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you would at least hope, right?
You'd hope, yeah.
Yeah. So the game was crazy. The Eagles absolutely dominated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they were tied for the most amount of sacks in a Super Bowl ever. Yeah. And they didn't even blitz. So a blitz is whenever you add an additional defensive player to try to go after the quarterback.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't even do that. They didn't even have to do that, is how dominant they were.
Okay.
So
I played Blitz on Xbox, the OG Xbox.
Fire game.
Yeah, with the bones breaking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I played NFL Street.
Okay.
So a little wall run.
Were you nice?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
At least you're honest.
But I played it.
Yeah.
I was outside or inside.
You were there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of an I was outside, inside type thing.
Yeah, inside out.
Yeah. So the Eagles did win. I think it's awesome that Jalen Hurts won. That's the quarterback of the Eagles. You know, they lost a couple years ago, and to see him have to process that and go through that disappointment, but then still get back and achieve his dream, inspirational, man. And I'm a Cowboys fan. Like, I'm not supposed to be happy for the Eagles, but I personally didn't want to see the Chiefs win. I think that they've have had an embarrassment of riches in the last few years in regards to wins and Super Bowls. So even though it was the Eagles, it was kind of nice to see someone else win. But man, I did not expect that game to go that way. I mean, the last time I remember watching a Super Bowl where I expected one team to dominate, but ended up getting absolutely dominated was Peyton Manning when he was the quarterback for the Broncos, and they got completely clapped by the Seattle Seahawks. That's the last time I can remember a team that was supposed to be the one that would win and just get kind of embarrassed and demoralized.
Yeah, this is interesting. I've been pulling up all kind of stuff on the background of things, and these numbers I'm looking at from the Chiefs are not looking good. Travis Kelce only passed 95 yards.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the stat lines or anything like that.
That's what I'm looking up. I'm chat GPT-ing it over here, and
yeah,
I'm trying to see. It looks like your boys, your Cowboys, they're in third place, or I guess technically second, tied for New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both have 6 titles. I'm looking up like the most winning teams. So you an underdog guy? Would you say, or is it just you're from Texas?
I'm from Dallas specifically.
Yeah. So what is it like? How do you establish a team? Is it something that your dad watched as a kid or your grandpa? Is it like a family heirloom? Is it where you're from? Because I know a lot of people are like fans, not even from where they are from. Yeah. Because like I know a lot of Saints fans only became Saints fans when they finally won. Yeah. And then like this, shout out to mom. That was my mom. And like then she became the biggest Saints fan and like, very fair weather Saints fan, I guess. And I'm kind of just a nobody fan because I'm a very outsider. Sports is it's a thing, it happens, but I don't pay too much attention to it. But why do people like teams that are like Miami Dolphins and you're in New York, or you know what I'm saying? Like things like that. What causes that?
I have a buddy that lives out here and he's a Miami Dolphins fan, and I don't think he's ever been to Miami. And there's nothing wrong with being a fan of a team that is in another state that you've never been to.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's legacy. It's like I was born into this, like kind of like I was born Catholic, I'll die Catholic type of thing.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of like family influence.
Okay.
Like if you grew up and your favorite uncle loved the Saints and you would watch the games with them as a kid, then, you know, maybe you grew up to love the Saints. So it's kind of a legacy type of thing.
Gotcha.
And then you have bandwagon guys where a team gets hot and then they just decide to join that fan base and cheer them on. And then you just have the homers, man, where it's like, this is my team. I was born here. This is the team that represents us. And I'm going to, you know, cheer for them and support them. So there's a couple different dynamics that would lead into somebody being a fan of a particular team. I was born in Dallas. My entire immediate family's from Dallas, except for my mom, but she's a Texan. But all my other teams, you know, aren't from around here. I was a Bulls fan because of Jordan.
Okay.
I was an Oakland A's fan because the first bet that I ever made was with my uncle. And it was during the Oakland A's San Francisco earthquake World Series where they had the earthquake that took place.
What year was that?
88 or 89.
Illegal sports betting?
Back then it would have been.
Wow.
Allegedly, possibly.
Possibly, allegedly. Okay.
You know, possibly, allegedly.
Yeah.
So we bet $3. He was going for San Fran. I was going for Oakland. And we won. I won. And Oakland became my team from that moment.
That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah. Oh, man.
So
that's interesting to me. It's always how, why, and when. Like I said, I'll see people around here with jerseys. Like, I know people that are big Pittsburgh fans. I assume it's just winning.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. And I mean, why not root for the best, I guess, unless your local team is like you're close to it. For us, it's the Saints is, I don't know, we bleed black and gold or whatever they say.
Hey, man, look, a good fan base.
Yeah.
I think New Orleans has a good fan base, man.
It's a good culture,
honestly. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I did watch.
What'd you watch?
And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I kind of wish I didn't. And that was the halftime show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So is that your bias speaking, or is that...
This is a totally unbiased. I'm a fan of no man. I'm a fan of myself sometimes, very rarely.
Periodically?
Yeah. I do something every once in a while. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was cool. You're a cool dude. Most times it's like, you could do better. You could do better, right? I almost turned my TV off.
Oh.
Yeah.
You almost turned the TV off.
Yeah, I almost turned the TV off on it. But I sat there and I watched it for this.
Dedicated.
I did it for you.
Dedicated.
Yeah, I had to do the research and do the knowledge. So I'm gonna let you run off on it. I don't have the greatest of positive notes on it. I'll leave it like that.
Yeah.
But I want you to talk about your experience with the halftime show. Start that off.
Man, we loved it. We were fired up at the house.
Yeah.
Now, that has a lot to do with, one, Kendrick Lamar is my son's favorite rapper.
Now, wait. Before we go too far, are you speaking from your bias or are you going to speak from unbiased? Can you separate it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's go for it.
I think
Let
I
me
can be
know
an
when you're
objective.
speaking with the bias, when you're not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I could separate pretty well.
Okay.
So my son's a huge Kendrick fan. I'm a big Kendrick fan as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's great.
Definitely great. Definitely.
GNX happens to be probably my third favorite album of his. So a lot of that set list was from that album. So I was excited for that. I think the messaging was crazy. Like, it was amazing how they put all of that together. And then having no backing track, no backing vocals, where it's just him performing. I mean, that guy was running all over the stage and there was a lot going on. And I think it was pretty impressive what he was able to do. I can understand also how people just completely didn't like it. But I was thinking about that today and I was like, well, it's kind of like fine art or fine clothing. You know, just because someone doesn't recognize it or appreciate it or understand it doesn't mean that it's not fine art or fine clothing. It doesn't mean that it's not good. It just means that it's not your preference or you don't understand it. So I think it was great, man. I didn't realize that his jacket said Gloria until we started getting ready for the pod, which is actually the name of his pen. So I think that's pretty crazy.
Okay, I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of science in here.
There's so much science, and there's so much that I think is reaching, and there's so much that I think is valid, but I feel like that's the whole Kendrick Lamar, that's kind of him wrapped up in a ball, right?
Yeah.
I feel like most of the fans, they do the knowledge too much. They like do the science to the fact where they set scientific method. You're supposed to come up with an idea, then you're supposed to write down your hypothesis, then you're supposed to test your hypothesis, then you're supposed to record what actually happened.
Yeah.
I think the fan base takes it and they go, I have an idea. How do I turn this, what he said here, into this idea to spin it that way? And I think it works out well for him. And I think that's part of his mystique. And it's no fault of his own. I think that he's created that mystique of, sextuplet entendres and whatnot. But I got some questions about this fit.
He can't, before you say that,
I got a lot of questions.
I do agree with you in regards to the fan base, because they can be a lot like that meme where the guy has all the red strings and he's making it all connect and stuff.
It's my boy Charlie from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah. So it can be very, and it actually, like you said, kind of works for his benefit.
Absolutely.
To tell you the truth. Like I remember whenever GNX came out, they were breaking down when you could purchase that car and when it was available for its first upgrade and how much it cost. And they were doing the science on, well, based upon all these calculations, this is when the deluxe version of GNX would drop. I mean,
yeah.
They were doing the knowledge for sure.
It surprised me how many people did not know what a Grand National was.
My favorite car, and I would like to say definitely my favorite car before GNX ever came out. I've always loved the Buick Grand National.
Okay.
That's been one of, I mean, I remember there's a lot of car guys that come into the store.
Yeah. It's a legend. It's a street legend.
Yeah.
Like that, when that car came out, it was beating like Ferraris and stuff in the quarter mile. It's a pretty tough car. It's also just a cool looking car. If you don't want to go with the standard like 5.0 or something like that, like Fox body, you're getting something different. And it's just, they're a black car, mean machine. Yeah,
that's the Grand National, probably the 94 Impala Super Sport is on the list.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Camaros, Corvettes from that times. But let's get back to
about
Kendrick.
the fit, man. So what you
Where's
got beef
my
with?
man going with these Jinkos?
Boot cut. Very boot cut right here.
This is not boot cut. This is...
well, Jinkos would be wide all the way down.
Man, I don't know what these are. Over the Cortezes? Is that what that is? Is that what he's wearing?
No, that's actually Diamond Turfs, man. That's Dion's.
Wow, okay.
But the second version, not the one that I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what it was, but it was so, like...
Covered.
But I guess, like, I even zoomed... Look, hey, I was in there. I was looking at it like this, and I was trying to do the knowledge. I was like, that's not a Cortez, but is it weird Cortez? What is it? What is it? But there we go.
For a man who hated the halftime show, you spent a lot of time with it, though.
Hey, look, it's not that I hated it. It's that it was very underwhelming. I had high expectations.
Okay.
I'll say that. Like, let me just get that off my chest. And it kind of let me down.
Are you saying it with your whole chest?
I'm saying it with my absolute whole chest. Dude, I took time out of my day. I was on a video game e-date. I paused that video game.
What game?
Power World.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like a new school Pokemon kind of thing.
Okay.
They took all like the greatest things from a bunch of games and threw it into one. It's like a jack of all trades game. Anyway, pause that, watch this, put it on my phone, and if it would not be for this, I would have turned my phone off, not my TV off.
Yeah.
But it was very underwhelming. I thought the best parts were when he played Humble.
Okay.
I don't think GNX holds up as a live album at all. I don't know if his performance, like his vocal performance on it or not. I think it's kind of strange that he made a whole Super Bowl performance about another man. He dedicated...
I disagree with that.
So I got 3 parts of it.
Sure.
So he's got the whole it's in 3 quarters. He's got performance about another man, most of it. He's got Black excellence and then political issues, all kind of tied up in one.
That's kind of strong to say political issues.
That's what I threw out that he
Got
did.
you. Okay.
But if that's not wrong, I mean, if that's wrong, that's wrong. But I mean, he's got Serena Williams.
Yeah.
He's talking about Drake the whole time.
Well, you know the whole Serena thing.
That him and Drake used to date, or her and Drake used to date.
And Drake was on some weird stuff about her and her partner.
Oh, was it the like French guy or something like that?
Which is kind of...
What is that? What happened with that? Break it down. Break it down.
Well, he was...
You might be able to sway me now.
He was just dissing Serena's, I think it's her husband at this moment.
Would have to pull it up.
So,
It's some of his songs.
like,
I remember
kind of
that.
unexpected and out of the blue and unnecessary.
Okay.
Kind of like a weirdo scorned lover.
He's not over his ex. What is with this this Amazon chain right here?
PG Lang. That's his record label.
Okay.
It stands for program language.
And that's what the A is for?
Yeah.
I thought it was an Amazon chain. I'm not going to lie.
Look, Jeff Bezos might pull up and snatch that chain.
It might
boy.
be. It might be. I like
Jeff Bezos turning into a supervillain if you've seen him lately.
Really?
Anyway.
We might have to check him out. I love his hat. His hat was really cool, actually. The diamond paisley hat. I don't know if you caught that, but I'm going to have to pull this up. It was like the coolest part of his fit because he's always kind of got, the diamond chain and whatnot, things like that. But I don't feel like I'm alone in this. I read that the NFL issued an apology directly after to Lil Wayne. And public outcry is not good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like just the majority of people didn't know who Kendrick Lamar is, and they're like, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. But
that's kind of hard to believe because Damn sold like 600,000 albums in his first week. So
Damn's an amazing album. And
that's a lot of albums.
My big thing is that...
And I think he has like 21 Grammys or something crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like he's this... Who is this guy? Like, whenever the beef was going on, someone was like, even my grandma hit me up and was like, what's going on with Drake and what did he do to Cedric Lamarck?
Cedric Lamar. Yeah,
that's what somebody's grandma said. So I don't think that it's an issue of not knowing who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe some. I mean, I think with any performance, there's going to be that element of a segment of people not knowing who the person is.
Okay.
But I mean, whenever you have Mr. Morale, that tour was the highest grossing hip hop tour of all time at the time. So
he was definitely missing Baby Keem in this performance to me.
Dude, we have not seen Baby Keem in forever, actually. He wasn't at the pop out.
Oh.
Yeah, which I was surprised.
Are they beefing?
I think that's his cousin.
That's his like nephew or something like that?
Yeah.
Or cousin? Yeah.
Family member?
Yeah. Well, who knows? I don't know what's going on with that.
Keem might just be at a place to where he's like, I did what I wanted to do, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of like Frank Ocean vibes. Like, I produced what
Melodic
I produced.
Blue is a beautiful, just awesome album. I love it.
And yeah, it's a great album.
Yeah.
But in regards to the fit, the Diamond Turfs, they're up 413%.
Wow.
In sales because of this performance. For a nobody, that's pretty impressive. Bootcut jeans, wild, kind of reckless. The Gloria, the leather jacket, I had no idea that it said Gloria.
So that's his pen, like what he writes down stuff with?
That's his pen.
Like his lyric?
So the last song on GNX is called Gloria. And when you listen to it, it sounds like he's rapping about Whitney or his lover.
Yeah.
And it's actually his pen.
That's pretty dope.
And then at first, I thought the A chain was for A minor.
I thought that too. And that's why I kind of was like making light of it. I was like, what's going on? But then it would be AM, and it would be a capital A, lowercase m.
Gotcha.
For music theories, people out there, it's how it's written.
Come on, man. Look, you're learning something here. This is the Heat Academy.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Where we're learning and we're educating.
Yeah.
Right? So I think Samuel Jackson coming out was amazing.
When I put it together that he was Uncle Sam,
yeah,
I was like, oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Pretty slick how they did that. When he first popped out, I was like, wait, who is this? I had it on my phone. I had to zoom in, and I was like, oh, this is a dude from Snakes on a Plane.
That's wild that's the immediate reference. Like his filmography is crazy. Like he's probably done 200 something films.
Yeah, he's done a lot of Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
This dude from Marvel.
When he comes out, he says, "It's your uncle, Sam, and this is The Great American Game.
Okay.
So, and if you look at the set, it looks like the buttons on a PlayStation controller.
I've heard that, and I'm having trouble believing that. If you can break down that science, I feel like that's just people reaching. Like,
do you have a
yeah?
Picture
I got it pulled up. Give me a second.
Some people said Squid Games.
I heard that too, and
I'm not familiar with that though.
I don't understand how it would be like. How would it be a PlayStation controller, or why would it be? Like, you'd have to break down the knowledge on that.
The Great American Game. It's arguably the most recognizable controller.
Okay. The Great American Game. This might not translate well.
Isn't that it?
Yeah, no, this is it. But like, okay, so you got X, you've got circle, triangle, and square.
So that would be the four buttons.
4 buttons on the right-hand side. Yeah. But I just didn't understand, like, why would he do that? When has Kendrick referenced PlayStation before? When has he referenced anything about video games? I was reading online, he was expressing his love for video games and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's not true.
I just feel like this is something maybe we don't understand yet. And maybe it's something that we'll find out in the future. But PlayStation controller, I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's Kendrick. Like, as much as people joke around. It means
something.
Yeah, as much as people joke around with the quadruple and sextuple entendres, he is very well thought out. He's very critical, and he's very intentional.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple things, like with the people sitting on top of the streetlights, I'm curious about.
Oh, with whenever he performed Man at the Garden.
Yeah, and...
Did you hear what Samuel said after that?
No, I didn't. Well, I mean, I listened to it, but catch me up on it.
He basically came out and said, oh, man, you did the old cliche of bringing your homies out, man. Deduct one life for doing that.
Yeah, okay. So back to video games.
Yeah, and also the Great American Game that Samuel wants him to play, but he's refusing to play.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam is wanting him to fall in line and perform like all the other performers, do what is expected of a halftime show, and also what is expected of a pop star and a mega star. And Kendrick was purposely rejecting that idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of rabbited him from 8 Mile. Kind of said everything like the critics were going to say anyway, too, at the same time. Rabbit goes up and... I am this and I am that and I am that, and then kind of shuts down the whole rap. Can't talk anything bad about him because he's already put it all out there. That's where I kind of thought that Uncle Sam or Samuel L. Jackson was going with this, like shutting down the fans or the critics before they could even like kind of bust down on Kendrick. Pause.
Well, yeah, it's a pause for sure. Well, whenever he comes out and he says, hey, this is the Great American Game, and essentially Kendrick starts performing, and then Samuel's like, do you even know how to play this game? Like, you're not doing this right. You're not doing this the way we expect you to, or we want you to.
Okay.
And then after he performs the first portion of the set, Samuel comes out and he says, that's way too loud, too reckless, and too ghetto.
Yeah.
And then...
So that's where I thought he was kind of like getting ahead of the critics, if you feel what I'm saying. Like all the people in the crowd or all the casual fans at home or not even fans, people that watch the Super Bowl, like, who's this dude? I thought he was addressing those people.
I mean, this is written by Kendrick and his team.
Yeah.
So this was created before they would have any idea of what the celebration or backlash would be.
Right. Yeah.
So, my interpretation of it is Samuel L. Jackson's playing America, and he wants Kendrick to play the popular American game, and Kendrick's refusing to do so.
Gotcha.
And then, so you have, hey, that's too ghetto. Or, hey, you brought out the homies, you're trying to use a cheat code, let's deduct a life. And then whenever he started performing with SZA, and they did Luther, and they did...
All of the lights.
All of the stars or something like that?
All the stars.
Yeah.
From Black Panther?
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
SZA killed it.
SZA killed it. Yes, absolutely.
But how did Samuel respond to that? He said, there you go. You're almost there. Okay. That's what we want to hear. Calm and safe and comfortable.
Got you.
And then he was like, hey, don't screw this up. And then he starts playing Not Like Us. And then Samuel's like, oh, no. So
I didn't know if he was going to do it or not.
Yeah, he was going to perform that.
We thought so, but then at the same time,
what parts was debatable, but
yeah.
I
don't know. American game, missed point here. If he did do that, and this is why I don't agree with this, this would be an Xbox controller buttons. PlayStation, Sony's Japan. Xbox is Microsoft. Microsoft is America. The American game, the only console made in America. You feel what I'm saying? There's something here. There's something here that we're missing, I think.
I think it's PlayStation, personally. You want to really go into the science?
Do the science.
Check this out.
Because the colors, like, they're not the right colors. Like, X would be blue, square would be red, circle would be pink, triangle would be green.
Well, that might be more of like, they went with a red, white, and blue motif.
Yeah.
So, like, whenever he was doing Humble and Damn DNA, and they had all the guys that came out of the GNX dressed in red, white, and blue, and they made the American flag, but it was split down the middle.
Yeah.
And only Kendrick was the through line. Come on, man.
What about the local guy from there that was popping out with the Palestine flags and stuff like that? Did you see all that?
Man. I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Yeah.
I have not read.
That was a local guy in New Orleans decided to pop out with his Palestine flag or whatever. I don't really involve myself with all that stuff, but I'm just like, man, like, you chose this time to do it? And they kind of just escorted them off, and I'm just like, you're going to mess yourself up for life to, like, do a stunt.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of...
Well, it may have been more than a stunt to him.
And not I mean, a stunt is to get people's attention, was what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying, like, he's faking like he cares or something like that.
Virtue signaling.
Right. Yeah. I just mean that, like, to do this on this stage.
Yeah, serious.
But then, like, the cameras didn't catch it. There's only people in the fans that caught it. So
I didn't
it's like,
see it.
Okay, man, what are you doing? You just screwing up your life for no reason. But
so, look, if you want to do the knowledge.
Yeah, do the knowledge.
I'm not saying that I prescribe to this theory. Okay. But there are theories that believe that Silent Hill off of Mr. Morale and Peekaboo off of GNX are tied together. And both of them reference Drake paying someone to kill XXX Tentacion. Whenever he performs Peekaboo, he does it in the X. The science.
Ooh, the science.
Is that a real theory? I don't know. I haven't dug deep enough and like did all the fact checking on it, but that is a theory that people have.
Okay.
So whenever he performed Peekaboo in the X, I was like, that's wild.
So what are we looking at here?
Yeah, man. That's the PlayStation joint.
No, I get it.
They may have just not did the numbers because it might have not visually looked good from the cameras and stuff like that. The colors,
you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like something's going to come out later. That's my thought. Mark that down. Something's going to come out later that we missed. But I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Do you think that Drake really paid somebody to kill X?
I don't know, man.
We don't know.
That's the rumor. And that's a pretty long-standing rumor, honestly.
Back to early Adam 22 days.
Yeah.
That beef. What was it? Was it Galchester that he stole X's flow on? Supposedly.
Well, I mean, Drake stole so much music from so many people. It gets lost.
It's hard to say. Okay. To wrap it all up,
didn't like it.
It wasn't entertaining. That's my biggest complaint. Gotcha. It wasn't entertaining. It's the Super Bowl. It wasn't entertaining.
So you just wanted untouchables, like explosions, flash. Let me turn my brain off. Let me just watch something that's
my favorite part. Yeah, and here's the problem.
Let me not think about it. Let me just be entertained.
No, I want to do the knowledge on it because in 2022, whenever Dre brought out everybody, that was so entertaining. It was so cool. And Kendrick's performance upside down to start it off. And Kendrick's performance was really cool. And it was just a small little part, him in the boxes, and everybody kind of pops out around him. And I was like looking forward to see what he was going to do with the full thing. And that's why I started this segment off by saying that he made the whole halftime show about another man, which in reality he didn't. But I'm just like, man, you have bangers, you have hits, you have like classics.
But that'd be the American game. Just make me dance and wave my hands, entertain me.
I see.
Don't make me think, don't challenge me.
Yeah. I get it.
I think it takes a lot of balls to do what he did as opposed to just playing a bunch of hits.
Absolutely.
He could have done Bad Blood with freaking Taylor.
Swift. That would have been so awesome.
That would have been crazy.
That's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to be entertained. The Super Bowl is the biggest event that we have as Americans. And like,
Yeah.
it's our modern day gladiators. Football is how it keeps the people busy. It's go here. Everyone in the city can do this, stand together and watch people beat each other up and be entertained. And that's what I was looking for. I think that's it. And that's my personal, it's not even a bias. It's just, what happened with it. I'll put this up there with my least entertaining ones for sure.
Gotcha.
It was cool. I was studying. I was trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
But you broke it down and you made me changing my mind a little bit about it. But
I understand some people's dislike for it.
Here's the
I just, number one,
it's cool to see him get the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
With the year he's had, it's a good way to finish it.
Dude.
Pause.
He
it's necessary.
He like in the rap beef completely blew Drake, the biggest artist, out the water.
Yeah.
Dominated him.
Mm-hmm.
The pop out, culturally classic.
That was really cool, yeah.
Swept the Grammys.
Put West Coast back on the map when we haven't heard anything from them besides YG and Tyga.
Tyler.
Tyler. I don't know.
He's LA, man.
Yeah.
He's West. I know he falls kind of in a different bracket than those other guys, but he is West.
No, yeah, he is. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
But like with that sound, we haven't heard anybody.
Yeah, I like the West Coast sound. What about you, man?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot. Yeah, I kind of like all three coasts. I throw Atlanta down here in the South.
Oh yeah,
East Coast, I like that. West Coast, I like that. I like Midwest emo music, which is nothing at all in hip hop, but it's like little sad boys with twinkly guitars. Think like modern baseball or American football. Things like that. That's not your wheelhouse. Yeah.
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
It is outside of my wheelhouse, though.
Yeah. That's who represents the middle of America.
Okay.
Midwest emo, I guess.
What about, Do or Die back in the day? Pope Pimpin', man. They're Chicago, I believe. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is, man.
Yeah.
You talking about like way before me.
Yeah. I will
a hip, a hop, a hippie, hippie, hippie.
Not that old. Not that old. But I liked the halftime performance. I think the fact that he kind of alluded to that he was going to play it, but then he was like,
he flirted with it.
Yeah, and he was cool. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do this because they love to sue.
Yeah.
And then whenever he actually performed it, that crowd saying A minor was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then going into TV Off and Mustard coming out. It was so hype. It was so awesome. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I can understand how some people would wrestle with the idea of not being entertained by it, but I actually really like Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even really look at the beefs as, obviously he hates Drake.
Yeah.
I think he personally hates him, but then I think he hates what he represents. And I believe the beef had more to do with the game that he's played and what he represents than just him alone. And he just happens to be the face of it.
What's weird is in the game that he hates, the music industry, all this, in a sense to separate himself from it, creating his own label, leaving TDE, which is under Interscope, I think, or UMG. Yeah, it's under Universal Music Group. He is kind of becoming the thing he hates. The whole industry is behind him now. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess, kind of situation.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where he's heading. He's in the spotlight now. He's at the Super Bowl.
Well, it's
the Grammys.
He's not anti-spotlight. He's anti-fake culture.
Yeah.
Colonizing, propaganda.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking more music industry. He's against.
It's not like, hey, I'm anti-rich and anti-record sales and It's not that. It's I'm anti this fake stuff.
Got it. And Drake's the
antithesis of that.
That's the word, antithesis.
Yeah. Like he would be in the dictionary as the picture image of that, in my opinion.
I got a list. Most entertaining podcast. Where am I going? Most entertaining Super Bowl halftime shows that I remember.
Let's go.
And some important ones too. I'm going to shoot them out. Pause. My favorite, my goalpost, if you will.
Okay.
Bruno Mars, and we can cut off the second half of the Chili Peppers. Bruno Mars was one of the most entertaining halftime shows. This is 2014 in New Jersey. He comes out playing the drums.
Yeah.
It is really entertaining. The Chili Peppers, I don't know what, they were all on drugs or something at that time, and their instruments weren't even plugged in.
I think that's the first Super Bowl that they ever played in an outdoor stadium. All of them had been enclosed up to that point because of weather issues up in the north.
I got Dr. Dre up there. That whole performance was really good. I've got, of course, Michael Jackson. I had to go back and check that one out, and he's the one that really started all this. Before him, it was pretty much just marching bands and things like that. Yeah. So he's kind of the one that started it off. Iconic performance. He comes out, waits 2 minutes, makes everybody wait. Then he pops up way over there on the scoreboard, then back over here. Super cool stuff. I got Katy Perry, of course, one of the most entertaining ones with Lenny Kravitz. Bro, Left Shark. You don't remember Left Shark?
I've watched every Super Bowl since 1985. Okay. I've literally not missed a Super Bowl.
Man, Left Shark was
since 1985. If I saw images or heard it, I probably would remember it. But
I
just think it's so funny that you're like, for sure. Yeah.
Left Shark was talk of the town for a good minute.
I remember that.
Yeah, Left Shark. I got Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Comes out singing Star Spangled Banner, jumps off with the drone show. The first time we saw a drone show in the U.S. as the background. And she jumps off the Super Bowl top, skydives into it. Just beautiful. She comes in doing backflips and whatnot. I got Prince. Purple Rain while it purple rains.
The absolute GOAT halftime performance.
I got
there isn't another one better, man.
That's the best?
Yeah, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Whenever they asked him about the rain
harder.
His response was, I wish it rained harder.
Heck yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, super good.
During Purple Rain?
I don't know how he did that.
Hey, man.
How you timed that right. It's just one of those moments, I guess. I actually got the Disney Millennium one in 2000 with Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias. That was just a cool one. They were doing the whole Disney soundtrack. I feel like that was the turn of the century when we were high hopes. And I remember watching it and being like, oh, this is the song from Tarzan. This is it.
Yeah, and, Phil Collins did the whole soundtrack for Tarzan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And a super cool performance.
Hey, he was cooking on that soundtrack too.
Yeah. And then I got 2003, Shania Twain, No Doubt, and Sting.
That's a wild
weird
set
combination,
right there.
but it works.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, No Doubt was one of my favorite bands from that era. They are the antithesis, to use your word, of the 2000s, early 2000s era.
Okay.
And I went back and watched it again, just kind of doing the knowledge on everything.
You was digging it?
Oh, yeah, dude. It's like everything that kids are dressing like now, like the
absolutely
low-rise jeans,
stuff.
Y2K stuff. It was happening there.
Yeah.
And for Christina Aguilera to come out and sing Message in a Bottle with Sting, that was really cool. And Shania Twain was like the queen. I was singing Feel Like a Woman back then. And my mom would fuss at me. She would tell me to sing I Feel Like a Football Player or something like that. This is like no dad activities right here. But I remember, she would fuss at me, dude. I would be yelling it, and I don't know. Dude, it was an earworm for sure. Probably my first earworm. Shania Twain, man. She was the
oh, man.
As far as I was concerned, she was the GOAT back then, man.
That is so funny, man. Hey, Feel Like a Woman was a bop, dude. Regardless of the gender, bro. Yeah. It was a bop, for sure.
Yeah. So you got anything to add to that? Are we missing any of those?
Dude, thank you for doing all of that work and all of that effort for that list. I think it's phenomenal. It's hilarious too. For me, it's just Prince.
Just Prince.
And I love Michael Jackson. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. But Prince, you just can't beat it.
All right.
It's
beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
I got another short list for you. I got the worst list.
Okay.
I got the worst of all time.
For sure.
The first to start it off, surprisingly enough, back in New Orleans, U2.
Oh, man.
I can't stand U2.
What era?
2002.
U2? Oh, yeah, okay.
This is back in New Orleans, back in 2002. U2. Ever since they did that stuff with the iPhone where they put that music on my phone and I couldn't get rid of it, I don't want to hear. What's my dude's name? What's his pretentious guitar player? No, the guitar.
Oh,
Edge.
It's Edge, right?
Yeah, whatever. He's named after a shaving cream.
Yeah, man.
Whatever. I got, and this is a tough one because this is one of my favorite groups and I respect them so much. I got the Black Eyed Peas, 2011. Well, not your hometown, but Arlington, Texas.
Oh, that's Dallas Cowboys AT&T Stadium. Yeah.
It's really bad.
Really?
Dude, Will.i.am is an incredible producer. I have so much respect for him. Black Eyed Peas is one of my favorite bands from that era. Incredible. That is one of the worst sounding performances ever.
He did the science on William. Will I Am? Come on, man. He was doing the science.
Only tied with for worst sound, 2019, Maroon 5, Travis Scott and Big Boy. This is the first time most of us heard Travis Scott without auto-tune live, without a track.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really, really bad. Maroon 5.
Them Travis fans might come for you, bro.
Whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
They know he sounds bad. I remember when Travis Scott vocals first leaked without auto-tune in the studio, and we were like, this is what he sound like? This is like that's like when the first time we saw Playboi Carti doing his ad-libs in the studio. Like, it's just like,
yeah.
It's terrible. But hey.
Will Carti ever drop?
I did the knowledge, and I saw somebody put all of his singles together, and I Am Music apparently is just every single he's dropped since was Whole Lot of Red, I guess.
Okay.
I like early Carti.
Yeah.
Bring Me Back Magnolia. Die Lit, all that early stuff. Whenever he was with Uzi, they were doing something.
Yeah.
After that, he wants to be a Rico and Vampire. I don't know, opium, this, whatever. Dude's wearing thongs and onesies and bodysuits, man, and I don't know what he's on.
You know what's weird about Playboi Carti?
The fact that he left Iggy Azalea alone. That's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
She might have been annoying, but you had a kid with her and left her alone.
How much annoyance do you tolerate with a beautiful woman? Like, there's got to be some type of threshold of like, your beauty's here. This is how much I can tolerate.
I've ever dated has been beautiful. I'll say that.
Okay. That's a solid move right there.
I'm super annoying. So if they put up with me.
Oh, they're tolerating you.
They're tolerating me.
Gotcha.
You know, let me play it safe in this realm.
Yeah. You're being smart right here.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And they've all been great.
Well, with Carti, you know what's funny about Playboi Carti is what I remember of him is whenever he got in a fight with Kerwin Frost behind Ass Pizza and Ian Connor. And then like very early round 2 before he was ever like really a big artist. So
yeah.
To see what he has become to his fan base, and that's fine, dude. I mean,
very impressive.
Like who you like, and
absolutely.
He's definitely built something for himself. But I just think of those two points of reference.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this dude got in a fist fight with Kerwin Frost. You know, it's crazy.
There's a split in the timeline.
Yeah, for sure.
Of Playboi Carti, and here's where it split. When Pissy Pamper didn't drop because it leaked. You know, Carti fans are going to know that one. That's it leaked and he got mad about it. And it's like the first big leak that happened. And like the beat of it was so good. And it was so like, it just took over the timeline. And
that's where
after that, he disappeared for a bit. And then he came out as a vampire after that. And it was kind of just like, what happened?
That was his villain origin story?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. He got tired of everyone leaking, and he was like, you know what? You want to leak it? I'm just going to put out trash music. That's my theory. Man, there's a big error with... he had it, and he lost it.
Hey, to circle back to the Super Bowl real quick, but not the halftime show. Leading up to this game, there was a debate on the GOAT quarterback.
Okay.
And a lot of people believed that had Patrick Mahomes pulled off the three-peat, that he would become the GOAT. Now, keep in mind, that would be his 4th championship. Joe Montana has 4. Tom Brady has 7. And there was a real discussion about if this guy does this, is he the greatest of all time? I think with this experience, not saying that he can't become that, because obviously he's super talented. He's still very young. He has a lot of promising years ahead of him. I think that we can now table that, at least for now, with that performance and the fact that Tom Brady did beat him, I believe, in an AFC championship game as a Patriot, and also beat him in the Super Bowl as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So I think that at least for now, that discussion has been tabled. So I just wanted to circle back to that for the real football head type guys.
Tie up loose ends.
Tie up loose ends, man.
Okay, I got a. This might be a little quick hit. It's a secret segment. I didn't tell you about it, but
Let's go.
I put together a little list of. I'm calling it my secret shoe list. Okay. I put together a list of about like maybe it's a little bit under 10 shoes of Valentine's Day shoes. Okay, so
Current
here
throughout history.
What I think is cool right now.
Sweet.
Okay. Here's my my rules.
Sure.
Okay? It can't actually be a Valentine's Day shoe.
Okay.
That's off the list. It's too cliche. It's too on the nose. It should be able to be worn on a date.
Gotcha.
Valentine's Day, you're going on a date. You need something kind of nice. You need something classy.
Yeah.
You need something that's going to look good with a pair of straight leg pants or something like that. It's going to look good.
Not boot cut like Kendrick.
No Kendrick pants.
Gotcha.
No Kendrick pants. It should represent Valentine's Day, have some flavor to it,
Right.
on theme, colors and so on, such, hearts, love, but it can't be that shoe. And it has to be a unisex shoe.
Okay.
Couples can match it up.
Yeah.
So I got a small little list of them right here.
And we're just going to choose?
I'm going to throw them up on the screen.
Okay.
And I want your opinion on it.
Sure.
Also, they had to be available for purchase now. And I had to be able to get them in my size, which happens to be your size, 9.5.
Yeah.
Should we put that out there? What if people do some weird stuff? Yeah.
We may eventually get to the place to where there may be perks.
Yeah.
I was going to say seated, but that would be weird and a pause.
Yeah. All right. First one on the list. All right.
Oh, yeah. Human
Throw
made,
this up
man.
there. Human made.
Okay.
9.5.
Yeah.
Stan Smith.
A classic silhouette.
Classic silhouette. One of my favorite shoes of all time. I think a little heart hit right here before he wanted to go into the gear made for futuristic teenagers and totally cut off everyone after like 19 as a wearer.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
Just one of those. You can wear it. Most popular go-to easy dress shoe, Alexander McQueen. What's it based off of? Stan Smith. I wanted to ask you about this. Dry alls. What's this? What's the knowledge behind it? Do you know?
I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a collab.
It's human made.
Because you have trademark up here, so it is something for sure.
It kind of first threw me almost like a Gore-Tex, I thought, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We don't know. We could look it up, but we're on a time limit. It's late. We got to go to bed.
This is cool. I mean, it's not something that I would put on, but
you got to remember my rules.
Sure. I think it's very, it's classic.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else you got?
What else we got? Let's get rid of this. And look, hey, sorry, y'all. One day we're going to get a screen in front of us, and we're going to get it figured out. For now, we're making it happen. This, one of my coolest shoes of last year.
Okay.
I think it's just one of the sleepers that came out, and nobody talked about it. Boom. Hello Kitty Samba.
Hello Kitty.
Pink on the sole, big chunky plastic, red bow right there. I would wear this shoe. I love this shoe. It's got a bunch of embossed Hello Kitties on it.
Yeah.
Super cool. Gum sole, almost kind of like going back to the crepe Kith soles that he did with the translucent.
Oh, dude.
It's got that
like
texture
with the
on
Clarks.
it. Yep. Yeah. With the wallaby soles
So
that he
good.
put on there. Super cool shoe. Would you wear this one?
No.
It's a Samba, right?
No, I
Biggest
wouldn't.
hit.
But let me say this. I like the collab.
Yeah.
I like, the stitching. I do like the sole. It's very like the crepe sole with the Clarks and Kith collab. I do like the bow. I think that this would be great for a lady who would enjoy it and also a guy who would feel comfortable wearing it.
That's me. Throw it on.
Me, I'm almost 46 years old, so this is...
It's too out of your warehouse?
It's an easy pass.
No Sanrios?
But I respect it, though.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that I wouldn't wear it.
Okay. I think I got one for you, though, that you might like this. Now, I did make some adjustments on the rules. Some people go on dates.
Man, those rules changed like that.
No, hey, look. Some people go on. I said it had to be on a date.
Okay.
Some people go on a date.
Talk about
to
it.
the gym.
Talk about it.
Come on,
Rose
Action
water.
Bronson, Rose Waters. You would wear this shoe.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day themed enough. It's pink. Yeah. It's pretty. Beautiful jeweled shoe. This is my favorite 1906 out of all the ones that's been popular. This is actually probably my favorite Action Bronson New Balance too.
Okay.
It's easily available. It's not too expensive. And just, again, he put colors together that shouldn't have worked, that do work.
Yeah.
Love this shoe. This green up here, the split in, really cool. I think this is a cool shoe.
What he did with the upper as well.
It's translucent, kind of transparent. Yeah, really cool. Just a cool shoe. While we're there, would you wear this shoe?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I do believe out of this year, the best 1906 was Soleil Bembury's pack, but
that made you list.
This was very close to that.
That's
very close to making it.
While we're in that same vein, I got another gym date shoe.
Okay.
Super cool shoe. I like things that are different and not everyone else is wearing.
This is a good pick.
Super good.
All of them have been good.
Oh, don't show it yet.
All of them have been of good taste.
Yes.
Maybe not my preference, but good shoes. This is something that I would wear.
Cool.
For sure. Let's see what you got, man.
Throw it up here.
Oh,
we
Mizuno?
got something different. Mizuno Wave Rider 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
We see what we're doing? The chrome, the black, the silver, most importantly, the red.
Yeah.
We're on a gym date. Me and you, not me and you, but I see a lot of people going on the gym dates, man. This shoe in the gym, high socks,
it's fire,
pop
man.
off. Something different. I don't see people wearing Mizunos. I wanted to go somewhere different with it. I would definitely wear this shoe. This is the whole era that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Cozy boys.
Mesh runner.
Yes, mesh runners, super technical, super 90s.
I will say this, though. Don't sleep on Mizuno. They have a lot of like really good collabs and really good shoes.
Yeah.
So there is absolutely like a subculture for this and a fan base that heavily supports this, and they've made some really good shoes. Whenever I think of Mizuno, I think of growing up and like just friends that played baseball. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I tie it to golf.
This is cool.
I tie it to golf.
Oh, they do golf?
Super, super important golf. And also,
wow, I did not know that.
They do reels, like fishing reels and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah.
Them and Shimano, big fish things.
Okay.
I'm not in that world. I'm just kind of a passer.
I didn't know that they did golf.
Yeah.
I just thought of baseball.
Super big in golf. Big, like some of the best, most purest Japanese irons that there are. They make golf balls too. Just really good quality stuff too. Something different left field. Okay, I got this one right here. This one's an interesting one. Let's throw it up if I can make it happen. Hold on.
One of the OGs, yeah.
Yep.
That was one of the names that they were kicking around before they landed on Nike.
See, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Peregrine Falcons.
They did a whole pack of multiple shoes of all the names that they were going to go with.
Yep. The moon one. What's the moon joint?
They did Sixth Dimension.
Sixth Dimension
is what Phil Knight wanted.
And I kind of throw them all up on there. Like they all could have did it. Like the Blue Ribbon Sports one with the original Nike check, the big swoosh.
Yeah.
This one was just something different. This price is crazy. I see them online for way lower than that.
Yeah.
And if we look at the comps that like recently happened, don't pay for this shoe for that much.
Yeah, no.
It's crazy. And I know that this only sold last year and there's not a lot of them probably left from this pack, but all three of them, this is the most different one that doesn't scream Nike. I love the Cortez. That's one of my favorite shoes of all time.
Great shoe.
I love the 72 for like a date night idea. It's kind of gives that golden goose low top white, really good leather.
Yeah.
Just something different too. Red, white.
If I'm remembering correctly, out of this pack of shoes, I think this is my favorite of the ones that could have happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be the. There we go.
that's Dimension 6
for me. Wherever it is, where are we at? Right here.
Oh man,
it's got to be this one for me, but it just didn't quite fit the bill what I was going for.
Got you.
I love this shoe. The 72, really low. On foot, it goes underneath the ankle a lot lower, cuts low back here. Just a cool shoe.
Do you know how they landed on Nike?
No, I know it was a Greek air goddess.
It's a Greek goddess of victory.
Victory, I got you.
So
it's also the Nike missiles from back in World War I. Germans were making that.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Something like that. World War I, World War II. And I could be wrong with the Germans. It might have been the U.S., but it's a missile.
Well, Phil Knight was selling Japanese track shoes, and he was the U.S. distributor for them. And he found out through the grapevine that they're about to replace him and his entire team with someone else. because he developed all the relationships with the factories and stuff, he was like, well, we're now forced to make our own product.
Mm-hmm.
And they were kicking around a bunch of different ideas and whatnot. And they got down to the last day, to the wire, not through the wire, but to the wire. And
it's a little foreshadowing.
Yeah. They were trying to decide what they wanted to do. And one of his main salespeople called him up and said, I had a dream last night. And the dream was that we named the company Nike. And he said, I don't like it, but we have no time to change it. And they went with it. That's how they landed on it.
That's what we need to do with this podcast.
Seriously.
Well,
that's so really much better than Dimension 6.
Yeah, and Blue Ribbon Sports and everything else. But
the story behind Blue Ribbon Sports is cool too. We'll share that another time. But
in that same vein, while we're there, let's jump over here.
Yeah.
Something again. I think you can dress this up. You can make it spicy. You can make it pretty.
I would wear that.
Absolutely.
That's fire.
Onitsuka Tiger, Mexico 66.
Yeah.
And pretty decent price on this one.
It's not bad.
Chromatic, all metallic red, really
like
low
that.
top. Yeah. Something different. You're going to stand out, but also it's not crazy.
Now, what are you wearing with this, though? Like, what fit are you putting together?
I'm putting black slacks on because I always wear black slacks.
Okay.
I'm definitely wearing a white, I'll do a white button-up shirt.
Yeah.
On top of that, I'm putting a white crew neck sweater.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm letting the collar come out over it. And that's the fit. I'm just kind of just keeping it clean, classy. I'm going to let the shoes do the talking. It's going to stand out. People are going to look at it, but it's not crazy.
Yeah.
Just something pretty, and it'll stand out there. Kind of like your ruby red slippers. You know, kind of
Wizard of Oz
Wizard
joints.
of Oz.
Yeah.
Kind of that's where I'm going with that.
That's cool. You're letting the shoes
shoes do the talking.
Yeah.
I had to put a Jordan on the list.
Let's see what you got.
The only Jordan that can be worn, I think, actually, like that looks good in any case, any restaurant you're going in. You can go to the nicest restaurant in town. You can go to Chili's. You can go to Hooters. It's going to look good in all of them. Of course, has to be a Jordan 1.
Oh, the metallic red?
Yep. And we're not going for hype here. We're not going for anything crazy. We are just going for Valentine's Day theme. This is a clean, classic white shoe with the bright hits of metallic red on there. It's affordable. Unisex, it's available. Super clean shoe. I like it a lot.
So if I'm going Jordan 1, and if I'm going through Jordan 1 and the theme is Valentine's, I'm going Gym Red.
Okay.
So Gym Red, the OG pair, no mids or anything like that. The Gym Red OG pair came out in 2014. It was a European exclusive, so it only dropped in Europe. And it's predominantly red with a white swoosh. It's a super sleeper pair. So if I'm going to go with it, what's cool is like they have red suede and also red leather. So although it's predominantly red, because you have different textures, it breaks it up real nicely.
Let's see if we can get it pulled up real quick. Probably
the scroll. It's none of that trash. That's for sure.
We might not be able to find it.
There it is. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This gives me baseball glove vibes, like really good leather. And I mean that in like a good way.
It's so you have the suede toe box, you have the suede ankle liner. The leather is nice. It's very subtle. It's not like a flashy pair, but it's definitely like a if you know, you know pair.
Yeah. Okay.
Being that it's a European exclusive pair. I like it. This is very much like Kendrick's halftime performance.
Okay.
Some people are going to absolutely love it, and some people are going to absolutely hate it.
Okay.
And that's fine.
Well, speaking of that, of course, we got to put the ultimate Valentine's Day shoe up here.
Oh, yeah, man.
You got to have a white Air Force.
Certified lover boy, certified.
What?
Never mind.
You got to have a white Air Force on the pack.
Yeah.
What better way than to represent Valentine's Day? White Air Force is always classic. You can wear that shoe up. You can wear it down. Love Me Forever on it. Hearts on the toe box instead of the stars. With the personalized beads that come with it. With the quality of the leather. I could put my name on it. I could put her name or whoever's name on the other shoe. We buy each other matching pairs. Most importantly, right now, they are available very, very much below. Well, not very much below retail. Below retail available. And probably the highest quality white Air Force One we've seen in a very long time.
They have a few other pairs too, like
it's gotta be
pale yellow, the purple.
Those other qualities are not as good as this one.
Yeah.
This is a really high quality tumbled leather throughout the whole upper with it. Has to be white if you're going dressy. You're going dressy for Valentine's Day. It's got to be this.
This is what I'll say about this shoe.
Take your bias off this shoe. Take Drake out of the equation. Rate the shoe for a shoe.
I will say that this is a really good shoe. And whenever I first saw like the early images and stuff like that, I was like, oh, come on, what are we doing? But the tailbox perforation is different than what is normal. The Love You Forever
on the side,
and then the air on the opposite side is very good. The hearts.
That's my favorite
of the
part.
Stars.
That's my favorite part. They won't be able to see it on camera, but they'll know.
Yeah.
The hearts on the toe box.
It's and like you said, the quality leather is there, man. It's a really good one. Definitely wouldn't wear it. But it is a quality made shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the beads that came with it, you can take off the little thing that nobody knows what it's called on the toe box on the shoestring and personalize it.
Is it like a Dubray or something?
We could like look it up, but we could also not.
ChatGPT.
Okay, let's ChatGPT. What would I even? What is a Dubray? Let's see.
I don't know. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. I said bonjour wrong in the first episode.
Bonjour.
So.
All right, ChatGPT. What is the metal piece on a Air Force One shoestring called? I don't know, because I don't want it to type up. I don't want it to come up with an aglet. We know what an aglet is.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. Shout out to chat. Let's see if he comes through. Super Bowl. The metal piece on the Air Force One shoelace. Oh, God.
No, that's not it.
What an idiot.
That's not it.
Freaking don't shout out the chat.
That was,
What is it? What are you saying the other word is?
I'm not saying that about chatting the robots, man.
Hey, man.
I'm trying to be a friendly as long as I can, and eventually the robots will know that I will never turn my back on humanity, so they're eventually going to kill me anyway.
You watch too much of The Matrix.
But I'm trying to stay alive as long as I can.
Not a boudoir. Dubray.
Oh, that's probably totally wrong. I should know this, but
no one knows what this is called.
Seriously.
What is it called?
We all know what it is.
A Dubray is also known as shoelace charm. That's it. Small decorative.
Oh, come on, man.
Hey, man. This is the Heat Academy for a reason. You are Patrick. You are Himothy.
Let's go.
Hemi Neutron. All right. I just wanted to sneak that little sneaker segment in.
Yeah, that's good.
You. I like to do it. If I could ever find this computer. One day we're going to get this right, man.
One day we're going to do the whole... Well, maybe I shouldn't say that because someone else might take it.
Don't take our stuff. Yeah. This is very last minute podcast, but we're going to get it done.
Yeah.
We got a couple other shoe topics. Where you want to go? Do you want to go Black Metallic 5? Do you want to go Bread 1?
Man, let's do...
Do you want to go back to Kendrick?
Let's do... I think we covered it. Man. Do you think he has another album coming out?
On February 14th, maybe he drops something with Drake.
Dude, how wild would that be, though?
Hey, I'm tuning into both of them if they drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Party Next Door Drake collab? I mean, they've done so much music with each other.
I guess maybe it's like surprising, not surprising, but cool to see them back together again, I guess. Like actually like doing stuff.
You know what vibes it gives me? And this might be a really, really weird reference, but just bear with me for a moment. It gives me Ye Ty Dolla $ign vibes. And this is what I mean by it.
Okay.
You have the rapper, you have the megastar linking up with a guy who can write, who can sing, who can do all those types of things. Hey, I'm going to show Drake a little love right here. It would be that, but less unhinged. Right? Because what sucks about the Vultures era of Kanye is Ty completely did his thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And was
the star of the show.
The star of the show. If Ye could have gotten himself together and at least put some type of effort into it, there was a potential for it to be really good. Because Ty, at first, whenever they announced the collab, I was like, okay, Ty's good with features and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But dude, he was phenomenal for his parts of the albums.
He's very talented. I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
He does production work on the side. He does play guitar. He can sing.
Yep.
His Tiny Desk performance from back in quarantine. Listen to that if y'all haven't. It's super good.
Mega talented
His
dude.
album from 2020 featuring Ty Dolla $ign is my favorite album. Every song in there is a banger, top to bottom. It sounds like a club playlist. I can just put that on at the party and walk away, and everybody's going to be good to go.
Could you imagine if Ye actually
did what he was supposed to do and wasn't racist and wasn't off the chain and just a nut job?
Complete bullcorn.
Yeah.
So I expect it to be that kind of thing, but just Drake actually putting it together and putting his full effort into it and it being really good for what those guys do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I expect both of those dudes to be at the top of their game. It's not for me, but I think for the fan base, it'll probably serve its purpose for sure.
Okay.
There's going to be some bops on there and all that stuff.
I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, I'm excited. I need a good Drake project. Do you want to go? Do you want to talk about you, man?
Not yet.
Not yet. Let's go. Let's come back to him. What are we doing next? Shoes.
Black Metallic 5s, man.
Okay.
And we don't have to speak on this very long, but I just wanted to just highlight this release because, boy.
It seemed like it brought the energy back.
It brought the energy back, dude.
Yeah. And look, maybe too many ways.
I was listening to a conversation of people who resell shoes, and they're talking about how fights broke out and lines were long and, you know, there was some gunplay and stuff like that behind this release, which is completely unnecessary. Guys, take your time. You'll eventually get a pair. There's no need for violence. But what someone said was, we're back. And the reseller was like, we're back, baby. And I thought that was crazy.
It's a sad. It's kind of weird, man. I didn't think a 5 of all things.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like those have been... They've been just existing in the background, not too popular recently. It's not in the trends right now. I think it's a very kind of old head shoe.
For sure.
But when I saw it in my hands,
it's nice.
It's super nice.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying, it's like a Tron shoe. I keep saying that because the piping around it, that with the
3M,
with the 3M, when the light hits it right, it all kind of glows on the outside, and the exposed foam on a lot of it too. It's really cool. Like on the tongue itself, and then on the piping. It's pretty cool. Really, that micro suede, whatever you want to call that on there too, it feels really nice on the hand.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see them.
It was I was concerned about the upper because they have a history. Jordan Brand has a history of using kind of crappy material on those types of nubucks and suedes and stuff like that. This one was a really good one.
Yeah.
I'll say a couple things about this release. One, this is the best 5 of all time, and it has the white laces. And it's really well done in regards to the reimagined theme.
Yeah.
You know, it's very close to the original, but it has enough new stuff and enough tweak that it's like really, really good. I thought, hey, per how they've been operating, there's going to be a lot of pairs. You know, people have not been on the 5 too heavy because there's going to be a lot of pairs and it has an elevated retail that they may have flooded it and, you know, pairs will just pop up.
Yeah.
Look, people were lined up for these things. And this is, think about it. The Dion's were hard to get. Mm-hmm. This pair was not hard to get, but like there was dynamics associated with getting it.
Yeah.
And then the 85 is going to be super hard to get. So have they really switched to the, you know, we are underserving demand to bring back a hype?
Okay. Yeah.
You know, it seems like it.
Seems like it.
Seems like it.
How do you feel about the whole reimagined concept as overall?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Do you not? Did Virgil start it when he did the 2?
So, dude, that white 2, man.
It's crazy.
It's so
the
good.
Soul is, like when I first saw it, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Then it kind of, when they explain it, we went in the back when the vault took a crumbling shoe, scanned it, then remade it. I'm like,
and really,
Virgil
scanning that midsole may have led to this 85. Them scanning the entire 85. You see?
Yeah. Okay.
But reimagine. I mean, you have the 3 is great.
Yeah.
The Lost and Found is great.
Absolutely.
The Royal is the least liked pair, but it's a good shoe. It just was a victim of when it released. And it's so reimagined. It's so opposite because it's a suede shoe instead of a leather shoe. So they went really away from
what it was,
the original.
Yeah.
It's the most reimagined of the group. But if you get it in hand and look at the quality of it, it's good.
Yeah.
Then you have the 4. We've already clarified that that's a good one. And then this 5 is a hitter too. So if you're looking at it, all of them but the Royal have been home runs. So I think if they stay that course, it'll be good for them. And this is what's brilliant. They put a little twist on an old shoe so they can sell it in a new way.
Yep.
But then also retro the old shoe too, because it's not the reimagined version of it. So from a marketing business perspective, it's brilliant.
They're doing it. It's interesting to see that they are at the same time doing retro things, but tweaking it and making modern.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and this is just a beautiful segue, doing the 85, going back and making it true to the original form. They're kind of in both realms at the same time. They're kind of in the future toying with classics and changing them up a bit, and then going back in time and doing the science, doing the knowledge, and bringing the classics back to life to the point that they were accurate to the old school.
Yeah.
Like in this 85.
I wonder how much of the Kobe Protro line influenced this reimagine, because whenever they were talking about bringing back old Kobe's, Kobe was like, hey, that's fine, but let's update it. Let's make it new with new materials and new technologies.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that kind of influenced or informed this reimagined. Now, it's not reimagined from a tech perspective,
right?
But from a construction and aesthetic. The 85, the fact that they used the original mold for the Wings logo, crazy. They did the whole computer scan of it. This is as close to an 85 version as we ever got. But this is what's interesting. I believe that this is Jordan Brand's effort to reset the Jordan 1, to reestablish it as a great shoe, to reestablish its place in the market, to reestablish hype. Because from 2020 to 24, they gave us so much, and so much of it that wasn't good, that it really damaged the reputation of the silhouette to the point to where people were really off it. Like, they weren't really interested in the Jordan 1 like they used to be. And I think that this is Jordan Brand recognizing that. It's the 40th anniversary, of course, but I do believe that this is the reset button for this model. 20,000 pairs, 23 stores.
23,000 or 20,000?
23,000 pairs, allegedly.
In 23 stores?
23 stores. What I'm wondering is, and I thought about this preparing for this podcast, whenever they did the homage to home, they had a numbered pair and they had a non-numbered pair.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if they're doing 23,000 numbered pairs and without us knowing, doing a non-numbered version so more people can have it. That would be brilliant because they would satisfy everybody's desire to get it. They would still be able to protect the numbered pairs and make that special. Maybe put a dust bag in there, have the numbering, have something that would differentiate it from a non-numbered pair. But having a non-numbered pair would allow more of the mass customer base to get it. Because one thing is, the kind of irony of the situation is people were off ones. Now they're excited about it, but now it's super limited to where they can't really get it. So it's like, hey, you're reestablishing this, and this is one that we actually want, but you're making it very difficult for us to get it.
Right.
And that's a lot of the beef and the hate.
But that's what they've done in the past to drive that supply and demand.
Yeah.
So it's a necessary evil because they gave us a lot.
Yeah.
And we didn't buy a lot.
Yeah. It looks great, man. My buddy Cam, he went to the Sneaker Politics grand opening and was able to secure a pair. I think he played cornhole or beer pong or something like that.
Cornhole.
Yeah. And so he's supposed to bring a pair in.
Okay.
His pair so we could look at it. And from what I've seen of it, it's great. What's really interesting is, like, back here, people that I've seen on foot, like, it looks very loose in the ankle collar.
Let me take over this part.
Sure, go for it.
I don't like to be the contrarian,
Sure.
but sometimes I have to be. I think we don't know what we were asking for.
Okay.
I don't think this shoe looks good at all.
All right.
The shoe itself, yes. We wanted a better Jordan 1.
Yeah.
We didn't want any more mids like back in the 2000s. We didn't want just these run-of-the-mill ones. And then they gave us the high, like in the Gorge Towns and the white pair. What was the white pair?
You're talking about when they started going to the 85 cut. They started
kind of go to the 85 cut.
Now, this is different than that.
This is totally different than that.
Yeah.
This went beyond that. I think we went too far.
You think
I think
so?
we don't know what we were asking about. There's several things about this shoe that I really don't like. I think how far this heel dips down is really weird. Like I don't
so
think
you're talking about
modern.
how it arches in the middle?
They all
That's
arch
how the
in
85s
middle.
are.
And even these do if you take a look at them, but it dips down. The heel is so low.
Okay.
I don't like how not in this right here, but if you look at it other ways, the toe box is way too slanted already and like slanted inwards, and I don't like that at all. I think
if we could see an overview too, it's pretty wide, it seems.
I don't like how loose this ankle is, and I don't like how tight this fits at the bottom, how this is rounded in.
How it kind of
it
tapers.
Feels like not a stable shoe. I don't think it looks good. And I'm sorry to say, I've seen it on feet, but exactly what you're saying is what I'm seeing.
It seems very roomy up here.
Really boxy. But I'm the one that like, I want to tie my shoes up. Look, I'm ready for battle. Like, look how I wear these. I tie these things up tight all the way to the top knot. What I said the other day, I paid for the top hole. I'm going to use the top hole, pause.
Yeah.
But it's there. Like, who knows? I might need to play it anytime.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I just think we don't know what we're asking for me. And I feel like I'm the only person that said this so far. Everyone seems to like it. I think it's just weird. I think once a lot of people start getting it on their feet, they might feel the same way, or they'll be so hyped and not pay attention. But I'm looking at all the small details. Yeah. And I don't like the shape of it. And I love what they did. I love that they took the scanner out. They fixed the patterns. The wings. They fixed the pattern of the sole itself.
The midsole? Yeah.
The big thing I complain about, and I've been looking at this lately, if you look at a pattern of a regular Jordan 1 midsole, it's just repeating patterns. You can see that it's a pattern, and then a pattern, a pattern, a pattern. It looks like back in the day on Mario 64, how they would throw up like rock texture, and they would just keep repeating that rock texture. They scanned it and figured out how to actually make it random cracks and things like that. And I love that. I love the science that went behind it. I love the quality of the leather. I love that they're trying to do it, but also they brought back this big dip right here. I don't like this dip. I like what they were doing with the 85 cut, where they were bringing it back up. It was looking better. This brings me back to where we're getting back into that mid joint that I don't like, that big swoop.
Oh man,
this is it's.
There were some dark days with Jordan 1s.
This big rounded
back in the day.
toe, like how it's like, it like holds your shoe in a weird way, or your foot in a weird way. And this is a performance shoe. I get it. It's what it's supposed to be, but we don't wear them like that anymore. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to roll my ankle on this. Yeah. It just looks wonky to me.
I didn't see the taper from this particular angle before, so that taper on the midsole is interesting. I will say, like, I'm not too mad at the arch of the midsole on the side panel, because that's what the 85 looks like. So I think that's fine.
It's a big dip in the heel.
The biggest thing that I had issue with was, I think I was watching maybe Seth Fowler. He's a sneaker YouTube guy. Mm-hmm. Well, he bought them and he put them on, and like whenever you see his on foot videos, and he's walking around, it seems like he has like 2-3 inches away from the back part of the ankle collar, and it looks like, I was thinking, like, did he buy these way too big? But he bought them his true size. Yeah. So it just seemed. Now, I don't know if there's a bunch of padding in there that from the outside it makes it look that way, but it's actually really hugging his foot, possibly. Yeah. I think
you're right on it.
That optic looked weird to me. That's my least favorite part of it.
I saw them on feet. Brennan Dunn had them on feet. Okay. And he posted them, and this is before I saw Seth Fowler's, and I saw the exact same thing. I was like, man, this dude went like too big on the size. It looks weird. It's really.
Did he reference anything about it?
No,
did he talk about?
Just posted a picture on IG and was really quiet about it. And let's see if I can pull up the picture. But like me looking at it, I don't know if I'm the only one that's seeing this or what. But the fact that you saw that too, it's kind of like, what's going on here? And I hate to be the just extreme contrarian all the time, but it's like something's missing here.
Yeah. You know, all the points that you made, I see what you're saying. None of them are really deal breakers for me. The taper is interesting. It's that collar, and I'll just have to see it in person and also see like on foot looks in person.
Yeah.
Oh
man, he must have deleted it. I was trying to find it.
Look.
Just look.
No receipts, man.
No receipts. It looked weird to me, man.
Yeah.
Something's up with it, and I think that's what it is. It's just it's not a good looking on foot shoe.
This is what I will say about the shoe. I do appreciate that they did put all that effort into it.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
You know, I am thankful that it seems like they are actually putting some genuine effort into materials.
The marketing behind it itself was crazy.
The marketing.
Putting the boxes over Jordan statues, blurring out on the NASCAR. They did a bunch of like weird like little marketing things.
Handing out the citations.
The citations on, what is it, Spotify or whatever, all the lyrics that mentioned Jordan, they blacked it out like it was confidential. But
even on Nike.com, they blocked that. They blacked out shoes that you could purchase.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, man, because I think they got lazy and moved away from their they moved away from their marketing, and they were so good as a marketing company.
Oh, I mean that's their business.
Yeah. They're a marketing company that happens to sell athletic product. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
But the 85, it would be cool. I am not saying that they have a numbered pair and a non-numbered pair. Mm-hmm. What I am saying is it would be cool if they did that to where people could have the quote unquote special one, but also it would be more available to more of the people who actually want it. I do appreciate the effort. Do you think that they're going to go more into this vein and possibly continue to do this?
What just happened? We'll find out. We'll patch it together with this audio.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think they're going to go more OG pairs in this style?
I hope so. But again, I hope it's not a situation. I hope it's not a situation where we don't know what we were asking for.
Gotcha.
Because if that's the case, then we're kind of like, what did we get ourselves into?
Yeah.
Like, we want to go. But I hope they don't do them all like this. Like, I don't want them to just go to the point where they are only releasing this silhouette.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I want the one that I want, and that is how they did it. Like the 85 high cut. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that cut a lot. They did just the right mixture and kept it modern. And with a mix of, we had a little visitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe so. They're taking the time. They're doing some research. What would they do next?
I don't know.
What shoe would they do next? Would they go down the line? Would they do something else? You said they were kind of toying with the 11 this year.
Yeah.
Bringing it back with the cut of the little wave on the side of it.
Well, they've been doing the high cut patent leather for a long time at this point.
I got you.
I think, you would think that if they wanted to do a series of 85s like this, they would just go all OG, which would be cool. And I'm not against them doing a Chicago, a Royal, a Shadow.
They put a lot of effort and money into the science behind this, so we'll see what happens.
So you would think that they would want to return on that investment, on that R&D. So
hey, if everyone wants to go to these and all the other ones keep dropping in price, then I'm happy with it. Yeah. It's nice to see people excited about a one again. The one became the reason I started wearing it again is because people were off it. It wasn't the cool shoe. Everyone got away from Nike. No one wanted a big Nike swoosh.
On your contrarian.
There you go. I'm just a hipster, man. But no one wanted to see a big Nike on the side of their shoe. Nike's not cool anymore for the young kids. It's the New Balances. It's the Asics. It's everything else. But then I'm like, okay, time to break them back out the closet. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see people excited about a one again.
Man, let me ask you this. You know, we spend a lot of time talking about people being off of Nike last year, specifically last year.
It started probably end of 2023 into 2024.
Are they back already in February? You saw how much demand was behind the Diamond Turfs.
Yeah.
And that's an uncle shoe.
I think
that
that's
is
what
a
it
shoe
is.
that people should not be interested in.
There's a split here.
Yeah.
I think the old heads are back on it heavy and trying to restore that energy. And I think the young kids are doing whatever the internet tells them to do. And it's not a shot. It's just two different people, two different clients, two different markets. And I think that's going to be a struggle right now with Nike trying to balance out those two. They're doing the, what is it? They're taking the 1 and the 6 and they're putting it in the casual shoe for these people. I don't know if you saw that one yet. I don't know what it's called. I'm going to try and find it.
The 1 and a 6 in a casual shoe?
Yeah, they're putting it in a runner.
Oh, man. I think I've seen this.
Yeah, I'm just, if I could try and find it, who knows if we can come across it.
I think a buddy of mine sent me this in the DMs and was like, I know I shouldn't like this, but I'm actually going to buy some and wear them type of thing.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? I mean, we're kind of splitting the difference here, if you will.
Man, Jordan Brand really has been bound to their vault in a bad way.
Okay.
Now, look, they have an exceptional vault. Nobody has a better vault than Nike. I mean, they are the GOATs for sure. But it is an issue when people are not interested in the new product that you make and only want the old product. So then you have to make that much more of the old product. And then people get disinterested because there's too much of it and it's no longer interesting. And then you have to think about the next generation that's coming up. Adidas has an opportunity eventually to retro all the Ultra Boost stuff, the NMD stuff, the Yeezy stuff.
You're talking about bringing it back now.
Like it may take another 10 years to do it, but once that generation starts getting kind of, mid-30s-ish, they could really just cash out on that, and that's what Jordan Brand and those guys have been doing. I mean, the first retro was in 94 with the 1. Then they started retroing in 2000, and they went through a real dark period between 2000 and the early aughts or whatever, the late aughts. And then from that point on, they've been very retro heavy to the point to where it's like new models of Jordan's just not acceptable, for like most sneakerheads, not the casuals, not people who are just going into the mall and they see a Jumpman and they're like, well, I have a pair of Jordans because a Jumpman's on it. I'm talking about people who are like really active. And I think that's a problem that the brand has had for 15 years of people only want our old stuff. And we have a very hard time getting people interested in the new stuff. Specifically, whenever Kyrie was with Nike, his shoe was super popular with the young kids. Ja Morant, his pair is very popular with the young kids. But like all these signature shoes that Jordan Brand has with Tatum and Luka and stuff, man, they don't want that. That's like the off-brand Team Jordan shoes that we don't want.
Sometimes they're hits, like the Fusions,
the Futures. But but
then they did the same thing.
Yeah. So I think I would love to see. I just don't know how they can solve that issue, man.
It's a fine line.
People just don't like the new product. And this is like Nike was at their best in the 90s because everything was new. They were not trying to make anything old again.
Yeah.
They had the retros in 94 and whatever, but almost everything that they made was new, which gave them a license to create, which gave them a license to be innovative, which gave them the ability to drop something that we have never seen before. And people were like, oh, yeah, that's dope. Let me get that. But once they started depending so much on their vault, it made it that much harder for them to drop something new and for people to accept it. And I think that they've made a bunch of new good silhouettes over the years, but they really are kind of in this weird phase of being a legacy brand, essentially.
Right. A greatest hits almost.
A greatest hits. Yeah. And
I mean, what does it leave them for the brand? Do you got Do they chase the new? Do they not? It's hard. It's a hard spot to be in.
I like what the new CEO is saying. The new CEO is saying we've lost our way. We used to all be about the athlete.
Mm-hmm.
We strayed away from that.
They need to get back. That's what's driving innovation. Yeah. If you've got science in the shoe and you've got innovation in the shoe, people are going to come to it. It's something new. If you're chasing fads and you're chasing trends and you're trying to do, I mean, like, look what they've been doing with, they were trying to capture that technical runner that hasn't been Nike for forever. Like, they stopped doing that at like the Pegasus. They were making innovative like designs with the Pegasus.
They have a crazy Pegasus right now, though.
Yes, but it's then wild. They tried to bring back all that stuff that everyone else is doing. Like they did it with the Sperion, they've done it with the Vomeros, and they're trying to capture that New Balance crowd and that audience. But they're putting all that energy into that when that's a different market now. Let those people do that.
They were the best when they were leading, not chasing.
Yes.
And they've been chasing. And it's kind of weird where it's like, it's almost like that real pretty girl in high school who is now kind of just normal in adulthood. You know, like she was the hot chick in high school and everybody wanted her. But now she's, you know, times have changed, you know, and she's still trying to recapture those glory days type of deal and trying to chase that attention. And that's what Nike feels like. Now the newest Pegasus that they've created is a good shoe. And I do think that the direction that the new CEO is wanting to go in is really good. They're best whenever they're innovating and creating. And I think that if they play the retro element smart and the innovation element smart, they have a path forward. Now, I'll say this. With any of the new product that they make, what we need to see is lived experiences. We need to see an athlete do something phenomenal in it. We need to see an artist or a pop icon or a dude who's into rock and roll or rap or whatever it may be, do something in them. That's what happened in the 80s. That's what happened in the 90s. We saw people having lived experiences. The last 10 years, they've just been telling us stories about shoes that we have no direct
It's almost
connection
exactly
to.
10 years. It's about 9 years now.
Yeah.
The last time it did, and this is...
And it became it's because of the rise of the collab.
Yes.
The collaborator, and God bless them, they're telling their story, and nothing's wrong with that. But you and I don't know that story.
No, it's forced. To us, it's like they're selling that idea.
Yeah.
Like, for me, exactly what you're saying. We need something cool back. And I'm about to show you the last time I did something cool.
Okay.
It's almost like literally almost 10 years. Well, maybe not that far, but...
We'll look at the last thing that they did cool, and then we'll look at something that is super uncool. Oh, the Joyride? The
Joyride was one of the last times they did something new and cool. It didn't work, and I think that's why. This recovery running shoe they were trying with the beads, and it's not about the shoe look cool. It's about trying a new technology and getting something different. Like, they put balls in a shoe, like little beads. And it's not like Boost. It's supposed to be for cushioning and running and recovery. And this is the same time that they came out with the Element series, like the 85 and the 55.
The React?
Yeah, the React. And that's the last time they did something cool as well. In that
the 87 was hot whenever it first dropped. Those first two colorways?
The Jordan colorway, the Chicago colorway they did of it.
They did the
white one. It was like a bone. Or am I thinking of something else?
The first colorway kind of reminded me of
I'm struggling here.
Slight Mars Yard.
Okay,
colorway.
Yeah.
Which, hey, if the Mars Yard 3.0 is anything close to what the 1 and 2 are, that shoe's going to be a problem this year if they end up doing it.
They're new. If I could ever find it, Element React 87, I got it right here. If I could ever find that new shoe, dude, I spend like 10, 20 minutes just looking for it that they're doing. It's a casual running shoe they're doing. Yeah. It's combining elements of the 1 and the 6. It looks cool. It looks really cool. I wish I could find it. But that's what we need, something back like that. I don't know if you know anything like past these two where they did something cool, something new.
They've done a bunch of different cushioning systems.
They did the Fly Ease, but that was more accessibility with a shoe broke in half. You slip your foot in. Then they did which is like probably their most important shoe they ever released, the Jordan 1 with a zipper on it for like handicap accessibility and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think it had Velcro on the top. It kind of looked like a KO, but it wasn't. That was a really cool moment that they did that, where like people that can't tie their shoes, they don't have the mobility. You can still wear the Jordan 1. You still look cool and fresh. But
I mean, they have made some really great running shoes. I'm talking like, not like casual running shoes. I'm talking about like marathon running shoes.
Yeah. Super shoes, like to their band.
Super shoes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You shared one of the last cool things that they've done. Let's talk about one of the most recent not cool things that have happened.
Which one's that? What's that?
Well, let's talk about Ye.
Oh.
Let's talk about an artist formerly known as Kanye West.
The man with sensory issues, if you will. Maybe sensory issues. Maybe sensory overload.
Whenever I was making this list, I sent it to you and it just says Ye, and it has a crying emoji. And that kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
And today, I was working on my mood board. Every Monday, I like to drop a mood board, just things that I find interesting. And on that mood board, I had an old picture of Kanye. This is like early 2000s. Back then, MTV was a thing, and they used to have a photo booth where any star that came through, they would sit down and take photos of themselves in the photo booth. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole series, and it's really cool. It's like a time machine, man. It really is. And there is early Ye, man. You know, probably college dropout era, Ye. And he seemed happy. And I had it in the mood board and I removed it. Now, I didn't remove it because I was concerned of what people may think or say.
Yeah.
I was just tired.
You
know? And I've gotten to a point. I'm a huge Kanye fan. Some people would call me a stan.
The biggest one I know.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
And the antics are old. They're embarrassing. Completely unnecessary. For a guy who seems to want to push the boundary and seem edgy and contrarian, it looks very desperate. It's very tasteless. And as a fan, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very CTE behavior. Like, and I hate to put it that way, but something's off. And I think you're saying it best. Like, I'm just tired of it.
That's funny, man.
I'm tired of it.
That's very funny.
It's a disappointment.
Yeah, it is. That's the best way to sum it up. It's disappointing because it's not necessary.
No, not at all.
Number one, I don't even know if that's how he really thinks and believes and feels. Number two, if that is how he actually thinks and feels, that's terrible. Number three, he is a genius whenever it comes to music. But just because in fashion, but just because you're a genius in one area does not mean that you're a genius and a voice in other areas.
Oh, yeah.
So you may be really, really great at one thing, but that doesn't mean that you're really, really great at everything.
Yeah.
And I think he thinks that he's really, really great at everything. And look, he's had so many wins and so many successes and has proven so many people wrong. And we have the whole Houseway moment where he was trying to get into fashion. He got in debt, but then ended up doing it and became a billionaire. Mm-hmm. And he had the song, "Wait Till I Get My Money Right. You Can't Tell Me Nothing," and did it. Mm-hmm. But at this point, even if Bully is a classic, and I hope that it's great, it's like, man, go get some help. Like, for your own sake, go get some help. Because at this leg of the race, man, it seems desperate, and it's pretty sad. And I love Ye. I mean, I remember watching his Cypher on BET back in the day, and I was like so brokenhearted at the fact that his lyrics were as sad as they were.
Yeah.
That I literally prayed for him and prayed for him from that moment to Jesus's King era in sense. So I just want to see him well because it seems like he's not.
Yeah.
And I'm not a real big fan of cancel culture.
No.
But I do believe there comes a time where you need to cut things off. Pause.
It becomes a point of time where it's our fault.
Yeah.
I mean, we are enabling this. We keep letting him go off the deep end and then letting him back into our life. We're taking a Crazy X back every time. And it's unfortunate that he has such a good catalog, but the whole artist from the music, separate those two things. I'm kind of tired of that conversation. Like, to me, it's like, I like what I like, and I'm not the person that I need to turn something off because I don't like what someone's doing. But at this point, man, it's so like blasphemous. Like, how are you going to run a Super Bowl ad, take every single item off of your shop and put a shirt with a swastika on it just for attention? And people are buying it. I know they are. Like, that's the problem. We're enabling this behavior. He comes in and plays with everything that's hot button topics, or like, now it's Nazi stuff.
Gross,
before, I feel like he even played with the whole Christianity aspect. I know he's always kind of had that in his songs and stuff like that, but he goes from...
I do think that was sincere.
You think so?
And the reason why I say it's sincere is because the fruit of his life looked good.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
it did.
It looked good. We hadn't seen him that happy since Donda had been alive.
Yeah. Sunday service was...
It was great.
When they did it on the lake.
Yeah.
When he put the platform like right underneath the shallow lake, so it looks like they're all singing and on top of the water. Him and the Jets, him doing it at Coachella.
Oh, dude, the LA performance, fire.
So
I
cool
saw him in
moments.
Baton Rouge.
Really?
I saw the Sunday service in Baton Rouge,
Wow.
man. It was awesome. Like, the closest I had gotten to Ye at that Sunday service was probably maybe 30 feet away.
Yeah.
And that's close.
You felt anything weird?
Nah.
Nah.
But the atmosphere was really good.
Yeah. So then it feels like it was genuine.
The vibe was really good.
Yeah.
And I do think it was genuine because that's not necessarily like, hey, let me make a career move that's going to boost me up. Let me become a hardcore Christian.
I'm glad you said that because I was kind of, with the recent events, I was kind of like, I'm backtracking. I'm like, was all that kind of like fake? Was it just performative?
Yeah.
Was he just using it? It's tired. I'm tired of it for sure.
I mean, a lot of people consider Jesus as King his worst album. Vultures, but then Jesus is King. I love Jesus is King.
Yeah.
But like the reason why I think that it was genuine was it's not that type of career move you make to boost your sales type of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But to conclude the pod, and I appreciate everything that you brought to the table. I like the segment that you made. I liked the discourse with the halftime show and chopping up these shoes. But with Ye, man, it's, hey, get some rest, get some help. I don't believe in cancel culture because I believe people can be redeemed.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that people can get to a place and do things where it's like, hey, man, I no longer need you in my life. And I'm not saying that that's where I'm at with Kanye. But what I am saying is I'm not mad at anybody who feels that way about him. And I just hope that he gets the help that he needs. Hey, he said that he's dropping Bully in June. There is some hope that it will be a good project because he's taking his time with it. But if he continues this, it's like, man, you might have to just keep your album too, bro, because this is disgusting.
I bought the hoodie.
Which one?
Bully.
Okay.
And the shoes. Over a month ago now.
They haven't come in. Oh, man. You're going to get them right after the swastika?
And the White Lives Matter shirts? I don't know.
You going to wear the hoodie?
Are we going to have it on the channel?
I mean, we could at least do like a review of seeing what it looks like. And you got the slides?
Yeah, the slides and the hoodie.
I'm interested to see how they made the slide.
Go do an unboxing. Probably just some injection molded EVA foam, just something cheap,
probably.
But
yeah,
it'd be something cool.
Yeah.
We never got a good look at them. It was hard to see. Yeah. I don't know, man. After the Yeezy pods, it's kind of just been like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
That's the time frame where I'm like, you went off the deep end again.
It's so frustrating, man.
Disappointing, frustrating. Yes. I used to justify it as saying that like he was a genius and every genius kind of needs to be a little bit crazy, you know, to kind of like flirt that line between creativity and destruction. But he's just destruction, man. He's playing Rampage, the video game, but in real life. Yeah. He's breaking stuff down. And I don't know, because like we saw it happen with Adidas whenever he tried to get out of that contract and he started talking crazy stuff and it worked. And I think if it worked once, he figured why not do it again? But at this point, what are you trying to do? Attention.
You know what's really difficult is I didn't even know that he was tweeting crazy.
Oh my God.
Friday. Hey, one thing that's unacceptable.
He tweeted his favorite adult video today or yesterday.
Yeah. Look, hate of any form is disgusting. And of course, the swastika and all the things that he's doing is crazy. Man, saying F Virgil is, bro, you out of line, bro. That's nuts right there.
That's your man. I don't think he'd be a lot of places he is now without Virgil. I don't think he'd have that person to push him, that person to help him out with a lot of the collaborations. I think we might have lost him a long time ago.
I think Ye helped Virgil more than Virgil helped him.
Hey.
And I'm not saying anything crazy about V, because RIP, of course.
Absolutely.
An absolute legend and maybe the most significant collaborator for Jordan Brand and Nike. But look, Ye's the common denominator, man. There's no way to get around it. All of the relationships that have been broken, and people, I'm talking people who are in his corner, like ride or die type of people. I mean, even in the peak of him spazzing and doing the Alex Jones stuff, Travis still brought up. Look, whenever you're on Alex Jones and you're making Alex Jones looking normal,
Jones wins, yes,
something's wrong.
Yeah,
and even after all of that, Travis still brought him out and was like, "This is my guy. I would not be here without him." And now even that relationship's ruined. Kanye's the common denominator, man.
What if it really is CTE from the car wreck?
You doing the science now, bro.
We'll find out.
Man, I never even thought about that, to be honest.
It just kind of hit me mid-conversation.
Yeah. The car wreck, his mama's passing.
Yeah. I get it. Trauma's crazy, man.
I think he has some, because he paid for the plastic surgery that his mom died from. So maybe there's some guilt associated with that.
And that's what she died from, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's all the allegedly stuff associated with that. But with the CTE, the car wreck, his mama's passing, and then from there on, man.
Kim leaving him.
Yeah. And that, look, that was part of his own doing too, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not like she just...
He never thought she would, probably.
You know, it's not he was innocent and she just left because she was tripping. I mean, he did his dirt and his stuff too. Just get help, Ye. Get help, man. Turn back to the Lord, like, sincerely. I'm not being extra. This is not for the pod. Sincerely. Come back to the Lord, man. For real. But with that said, we thank you for tuning in. We're going to drop another pod soon. We're working on a vlog.
Yeah.
Again, as well.
Masterpieces.
Oh, dude. Hey. This is what's awesome, and we're going to leave it on a positive note.
Yeah, we have to.
We talked about the jorts. We talked about the masterpieces.
This was a joke that went, it went far.
It did. Made a joke and a commitment that if I get the masterpieces, I'm going to put a fit together with some jorts.
Yep.
Hey, one of the friends of our store hit on the masterpieces just so I could have them. Just so I could put the outfit together with the jorts.
It's a beautiful thing.
So once they come in, you'll start seeing some content associated with it. And we will let you know the day that we will unveil the outfit. That is happening.
Long shorts? You got to do short jorts. Above the knee, at least.
No, I thought we were doing like jorts, like baggy joints.
Hey, Whatever you want to do.
Because
this is your world,
that'd
man.
be
You're
kind of
already
wild.
committed to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not mad at like above the knee shorts. I think it's not a bad look, but with the masterpieces, that's crazy.
Look, that's why I said this. I was like, you got to wear the jorts. And I was like, he's never going to do this. And then you went with it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You made a commitment. You're a man of your word.
Well, I have the shorts in mind already.
We'll find out. Don't give away too much.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I have the shirt. So it actually, what's really gross about it all is it's a fit.
John Cena.
It works, man. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Well, it's late. I got to go edit this. I got to go fix all these mistakes I made. We got to work on some content.
Yeah.
Any last words?
Man, I'm just appreciative of you, bro.
Hey.
You have worked hard. You have made a lot of, in my opinion, quality content that a lot of people have loved.
I'm trying.
There's people that come through the store and they're like, dude, I've watched the vlog. They had a guy who was trying to get into the store today. We're closed on Mondays.
Yeah.
Was trying to get in the store today. And I was like, hey, man, I'm doing some stuff in the back. We're getting ready for the pod. And he was like, bro, I've been watching the vlogs and everything. And I was just like, that's awesome. So
yep.
Thank you all for supporting it. And
sure.
We look forward to making more of it.
Cool. I think that's it.
That's it.
That's my wrong button. Let's push them all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that could, in light of recent events with the Metalic 5s.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
That is all, folks.
That's it.
Peace.
Peace.
This is a mess.